So 2 weeks ago, we took our first quiz, and most of you did fairly well. Um, just wanted to go through some of the problems, give you an update. When it says educated guess, show your work, it doesn't mean write down it was an educated guess. What it means is show your work. Why did you have an educated guess? Okay? And so when you're doing a problem with decimals, you just line up the decimals. And the reason that we line up the decimals is because that makes sure that place value is also lined up, right? So ones place, tenths place, ending TEHS, tenths, and then hundredths, and then thousandths. And then in these blank spots where there's nothing, you can put in zeros because zero represents nothing, right? And then you just add. And for most of you on this problem, you looked at this and you went, oh, well, this is going to be 4.5. There's only one question that has 4.5 in it, and that was the answer that you gave, which was C, and which is perfectly fine. And even if it was an educated guess and you didn't write all of this stuff down, it's still important that you tell us where your educated guess come from, okay? Okay, when you're adding fractions, there's a really nice way of adding them, and this really works well if you have two proper or improper fractions. Doesn't work so well for mixed numbers, but of course we can always turn mixed numbers into improper. So here's the way that you do it, or this is the way that I think about it. So let's change to the color red. And what you want to do is that you go from one of the bottom numbers diagonally across this way, and you multiply. So 5 times 2 is 10. Then let's choose another color, blue. I don't know why I just did that. Blue. And you go across this way again. And of course you're multiplying, and this one is 27. And then let's choose another color, and let's go with green. And here we multiply the denominators. So now we've got 27 plus 10 all over 15. So now what we want to do is we want to finish this off by adding 27 plus 10, which is 37. And then we want to change this to a mixed number. In 15, I can subtract 15 out of 37 twice. 15 goes into 37 twice. There's a lot of different ways we can say that. But when you do the division, right, 15 into 37, it goes in there 2 times. 2 times 15 is 30. We subtract, and we get 7 left over. So our final answer is going to be 2 and 7/15. That remainder, what's left over, it gets put back over what we're dividing by. It's our denominator. So our answer here would be 2 and 7/15. And that's exactly why we wrote here, write a mixed number. Okay? Question number 3, an elevator travels 310 feet in 10 seconds. When they give you a ratio like this, where it's where they're doing a comparison of how fast or far they traveled in so many seconds, you can set this up as a proportion. Okay? So when we write things as a fraction like this, we also call it a ratio. Then a proportion is when we set it equal to, and now we're saying 12 seconds. Now, seconds are on the bottom, so we're going to put the 12 on the bottom. And this is what we're looking for in feet. This is what we want to know. So the way that you do this is that you cross multiply, right? This is one of the things that everybody wants to do all the time, and this is the one place you could do it. Okay, cross multiply. So that's 12 times 310, and then we're going to divide that by 10. Now, here's something that's really cool. If you really wanted to, before you ever did that multiplication, we can simplify this because a fraction, right? So we could rewrite this as 31 over 1. So what it's saying is we're traveling 31 feet in 1 second, which is equal to how many feet in 12 seconds? And that kind of becomes obvious. Now it's just 12 times 31, right? So we could just say 31 times 12. And then when we do that math, let's see, we get a 2 and a 6 when we multiply, and then a 1 and a 3. And when we add everything together, we get 372. So in 12 seconds, we would travel 372 feet. All right? Now, last question. When we set up this problem, and when I say we, the teachers, when we set up this problem, we said graph the answer, but what we didn't tell you is the graph we wanted was on a number line. And a number line, of course, looks like this, right? With 0 in the middle or somewhere, and then we put numbers in wherever we need them. Now, in this case, I'm going to take that 0 out because we might need it someplace else. So it says the Brody is planning to go to the arcade after school. He wants to win a giant stuffed animal, which costs at least 1,200 tickets. At least meaning 1,200 or more. Now, he already has 540 tickets. So 540 tickets plus how many more tickets will be greater than or equal to 1,200 tickets. Notice I said greater than or equal to because we want this to, it could be equal to 1,200. That might be enough, but we need more than that. So that's why we do greater than. We might want something greater than 1,200. And so when we solve that problem and do 1,200 minus 540, and we do that subtraction, let's see, let's change this to 11. This will become a 9. This is a, whoops, I didn't need to do that. This becomes a 10. Let me back that up. Sorry for that. That was bad on my part. I think I can back this up. There we go. So we borrowed that, and this becomes a 10, right? So 10 minus 4 is 6, and 11 minus 5 is also 6. So that means that we want this to be 660. He has to win at least 660 tickets, okay? So let's say 0 is way over here, and then we skip a lot of things and we put 660 here. And since this is greater than or equal to, right, since it's that, we can say that it's here going this way. Now I do my dots close because it's equal to 660. And then I do the arrow greater than because we want it to be greater than. You could also do that same dot on the line. Problem is sometimes when you're using a black pen or pencil, it doesn't always show up as well when you're going over something that's already been written. So I just move my arrow and line up above that. Okay. So in this case, if this is X, right, and we solved it and we subtracted 540 from both sides, it would be X is greater than or equal to 660. That would be the inequality that you would write, and then this would be the graph that you would write. All right? Good luck with your quiz today.